Welcome to Teachings from the Masters with Daryl Shaun Price.
Hi, I'm so grateful you're here. I want to talk today about the core truth that exists in almost every religion and spiritual practice throughout all history, throughout all mankind, in every culture. But before we get into that, I want to give you a little bit of background that I don't normally do. And I'll tell you, the reason I don't normally give a lot of my background is because it's not what's important. I could tell you all day long, all the things I've done, all the certificates I've had, all the roles I've ever played. That's not going to matter. At the end of the day, it's about you. It's about you connecting to a higher part of yourself that's really important. But the reason I'm sharing that today is because I want to show you the journey I went on to find some of these core truths. So it's been over 20 years now that I, in earnest, started really studying and seeking. And I went to all of the ancient texts I could get my hands on, everything from Lao Tzu to the ancient Hindu texts to the writings of Buddha, which were not actually written by Buddha, by the way, hundreds of years later, to Jesus and Christianity, and even into modern guides. People like Neville Goddard and Napoleon Hill and Alan Watts and even Abraham Hicks and Bashar and Joe Dispenza. I've searched through everything and found things that really work and found things that really don't. But I found a core truth that exists in all philosophical, spiritual, and religious teachings throughout all of history. And it echoes even into today. And that core truth is this: you are the master and the creator. And I know a lot of really religious people are going to argue that, well, no, God is the creator and Jesus created this, and well, it was created by the gods and I'm just a human. No. Even in the teachings of Jesus in the Bible, he tells you to come follow me. He tells you, if you want to know the Father, get to know me. Become like I am. The core truth behind man's search for something greater out there to connect to is the greater is you. You're the creator. You're the master. When the ancient teachings say the master did something, they're talking about you. The master thinks this way, it's you. You're the one with that potential. You are the creator. And everything in your reality right now is a reflection. It is a reflection of what you have created. The energy that you've taken and observed from a very specific perspective to become particles, to become actual matter. That's what you're experiencing right now. So if that's the case, I want to dig deeper and say, well, that's great. That's wonderful. Yay, I'm the creator. I still have bills to pay. I still struggle with this. I still have these situations. What do I do with that information? Well, let's talk about that today, because in that core truth, every philosophy, every religion, every spiritual teaching tells you what to do with it. And it all has a very similar theme. Sure, they've got little perspective twists here and there based on who's delivering the message and their own experience and their own way of perceiving. But let's dig in. I hope to simplify that for you today. Because what I want for you is to be that master consciously, to be able to command a mountain to move because you have so much faith in yourself. So, at its core, understanding that you are the master, you are the creator, is the number one piece. So since you understand that, now it's you have to embody that internally. I'm not talking externally. You have to embody that. Well, let's go back to the 5 core principles we talked about a few episodes ago. Be authentic, be accountable, detach from outcomes, live in gratitude, and take inspired action. That is your blueprint to stepping in to being a conscious creator. And I'm going to dig in deeper to each one right now, because I want you to see you truly are the master. So being authentic, as you dig into that, what that means is being in alignment, because you're the master, because you're the creator, because you have this infinite potential. If you're being truly authentic, you are in alignment. Spirit, heart, and mind are in sync, because that's who I am, and I am the creator. Now, a lot of people, when they talk about authenticity, what they talk about is accepting that what you sense physically is reality. And they almost use it as a way of weighing themselves down. Oh, well, I am not healthy. I am not strong. I don't have enough money. I am struggling with this relationship. They confuse authenticity and awareness. Those are situations you can be aware of. 100%. Great. But it is not who you are at your core. Authenticity is a word that points towards being true to who you are. And who you are? The master. So if you really understood that you are the master, you are the creator, why would you let these situations define who you are when they're temporary and can be changed at any time? So to be authentic is to be in alignment, to be focused on you being the master, the creator. My spirit, my heart, my mind are in sync. I am at peace, period. We talk a lot about peace, and I'll tell you why. It's because in the spectrum of human emotions and vibrations, that is the highest human emotion you can feel and understand as an emotion before you've gone beyond the spectrum of emotions themselves into the nothingness, which is great. That's a wonderful place to be, in the quantum field where everything is limitless. And to be conscious and aware of it and connected to it is beautiful. But let's admit it. Most of the time you're feeling stuff. So following the peace, whatever gets you closest to peace, is key there. But let's come back. I digress. So being authentic, you are the creator, you are the master. When you are being authentic, you are in alignment. I am at peace no matter what experiences are out here. I am at peace no matter what does or doesn't happen. I am at peace no matter what anyone else says or thinks of me. I am at peace. Once you get into alignment, that be authentic part, then and only then are you ready to create. Now, don't get me wrong. You can go and try to create without being in alignment. But here's what usually happens. You're in a situation, let's say financially, oh, I'm struggling. I don't have enough money. I can't do the things I want to do. And you go, okay, I will need to create more money, need to create more money, need to create more money, need to create more money. Let me do affirmations. Let me do a vision board. Let me just imagine the money. But you never got in alignment first. You never got to the point where you were at peace before you created. Then the create becomes more force than flow, which means it slows it down. And here's where being accountable comes in. You are the creator. You have desires. Those desires you're automatically worthy of, or you wouldn't have them. The desires are breadcrumbs from your spirit to tell your mind where to shift its attention to. So if the desire is for financial freedom, okay, mind, you're going to start observing this infinite quantum field from the perspective of financial freedom. It doesn't matter if your senses perceive financial freedom. It matters that your mind is focusing its attention there. Now, remember, we just talked about how everything you're experiencing is a reflection of what you've already created. And this is usually what it goes like. So if you don't get in alignment first, let's talk about that mirror, that reflection. Likely your head is filled with the, oh my gosh, I don't have enough money and I need to do this and I need to put gas in the car and I need to be able to go here and I'm struggling and when's the next money going to come in and I hope this check hits and I need to do more to bring more money. So you end up saying, okay, I'm done. I don't want to struggle. And more often than not, your thoughts are not in the feeling of financial freedom, despite what's happening. It's in the feeling of, wouldn't it be nice not to struggle? Oh, your attention's still on the struggle. Man, I don't want to struggle anymore. I'm done struggling. Okay, reflection is struggle, 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 because that's what you're paying attention to. Okay, but I want more money, so I'm not struggling. Oh, want, want, want. You're stuck in the desire and wanting, so you're getting more wanting. But it's actually a lot simpler than you trying to force your mind to think something else. This is why the get in alignment part is first. This is why the being authentic of who you are is first. Because what'll happen is this little breadcrumb, financial freedom. Your mind says, okay, well, to be financially free, this amount. Okay, cool. Focus your attention on that amount and let the feelings come. If it feels like peace, you're focusing on something idea-wise that matches the vibration of your spirit. Just focus on that desire. And what'll happen is you'll start to have things pop up that feel like that. Oh, it's like that time when I got that extra $1,000 I didn't expect. It was so fun and it felt so good. Ooh, that feels good. It's not about reacting to what's out here. Now, let me give you a little bit of a caveat. You are 100% aware of the experiences you have. And yes, you're 100% accepting that is an experience you're having. Right now, I don't have money to pay gas. That is an experience I'm having. I can't fill up my car and go where I want to go. That is an experience I'm having. But my attention, even though I'm aware of this happening, I'm aware and choose not to create that. Okay. Oh, I know exactly where not to put my attention. Yes, you do have to bring in money and pay for the gas and whatever else is going on. I get that. This is where you trust and have faith that if you say unto a mountain that it moves, it will be moved. So you go into, my attention is focused on financial freedom and what that feels like only. This is being accountable. I am choosing to create because I'm the creator, because I am the master. Because when Lao Tzu said, the master does nothing, and yet through the master, nothing is left undone, he was talking about me. So yeah, delusional from a logical perspective. Well, you got to go take care of all this stuff and you got to do it. And then, oh my gosh, panic, 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 fear, 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 fear. And as you pay attention to that, that's what you get more of. Attention is the lifeblood of manifestation. So be authentic, get in alignment, be at peace. Once you're at peace, choose what to create. Oh, I've got that desire. Ooh, it feels good. As I think about it this way, that feels good. I'm focusing my attention, my imagination on this and only this. This is my reality. This is who I am. And I'm focusing on what that feels like. And we kind of already tiptoed into the next one, detach from outcomes. Because we were talking about how you're not going to react to what's happening. Okay, but how do you do that? How do you not react? Mindfulness. Mindfulness, mindfulness, mindfulness. When you are aware and not attached, you are living mindfully. Another one of the great masters that I studied, Eckhart Tolle, and The Power of Now, covers it very well. So I am aware this situation is happening. It is just a situation. I am aware it's a reflection of something I've created. I'm aware that situation, if I lean into it, doesn't feel good. So I'm shifting my attention to something that does. And that's who I'm becoming. And that's who I choose to be. Well, what happens if it just triggers you and you can't, it just feels like, oh my gosh, but I can't escape that. I keep feeling the badness and I'm trying to force myself to be in alignment over here. No force. Practice non-reaction. I'm going to give you those simple steps right now. Number one, calm the body. If it's a repeated pattern in your life because you now have a limiting belief that over and over and over again keeps creating that pattern, calm the body because your body is programmed to react the situation, often with stress and increased cortisol and all these other things that are causing your body to deteriorate. So calm the body. Sometimes that's as simple as taking some deep breaths and just relaxing all the muscles. Sometimes you need other tools. Sometimes it's, I'm going to turn on this meditation music. I'm going to go listen to this song. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to do whatever I can that gets my body back into relax mode. Okay, I feel good, body. Now, mind is only going to pay attention to the feeling, not why the feeling's there, not the triggers, not the thoughts that brought it up, which every feeling is attached to an imagination. So your mind was imagining bad things that might happen because of the situation, which is why you're feeling something. Okay, just going to watch the feeling. Oh, it feels like this. It's kind of a sharpness. I feel a heaviness in my chest. Oh, that has a weird tingle to it. Oh, it's sadness. I feel sadness. That's okay to feel sadness. I'm going to allow the sadness to be felt. I'm not going to push it away. And when it's done, I go right back to being authentic. I'm going to get in alignment. So you're aware. You're accepting. You're not reacting, though. You are training your nervous system. You are training your mind. You are training your heart to not react to the same limiting beliefs over and over again with the same experiences. You're training them to shift attention from reaction to the outside world to living in alignment internally. Then comes live in gratitude. You've created everything. You get to experience everything you've created. And every experience is given to you as an omen. I have this experience, it doesn't feel good. Oh, then it doesn't get my attention. Nope, we're done. I have this experience and it feels like peace. It does get my attention. Let's go. The experiences are the feedback. It's the reflection. So yeah, even the difficult ones are there to help show you the easiest path to your happiest life. One of the easiest ways to get back into alignment, if you're struggling with it, is gratitude. Look around. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for my guitar. I'm grateful for this chair. I love these bamboo blinders. I love all the artwork and stuff I've got above me. How blessed I am that I have all these things. Wow, look at the people in my life. Look at my beautiful animals. I've got 3 dogs sleeping just off camera here. What beautiful companions I have. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. I could have had a life that didn't have those. Live in gratitude. Live in a state of I am aware and mindful and grateful for each experience exactly as it is. And I don't have to react to it. I'm aware of it. And I understand I created it. Then comes the fun part. Take inspired action. Now, this is where faith really comes in. And faith is not as hard as we make it. So many people love to excuse why they don't have faith. Well, I've trusted my gut in the past and it was wrong and this bad thing happened and da 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 da. Okay, so you only have faith that you're being led on the path to your happiest life. If every step you take works out exactly the way your mind thinks it should work out, even though your mind doesn't know everything, it only knows the patterns you've already been in. There's that famous Bible verse. It says, if you had faith of the grain of a mustard seed, you could say unto that mountain, move, and it would be moved. The beauty behind that is it isn't about the size of the faith. We're not like measuring and saying, oh, it's only the little drop of a mustard seed. No. A mustard seed knows it's a mustard seed. And because it knows it's a mustard seed, it will produce mustard greens. There you go. Done. It grows mustard. That's what we get. You are a master creator. As a master creator, when you understand and feel that, and you are confident that that is who you are, then that is what you do. If you had the true faith that you are a master creator and everything you think creates your reality, And the more that you live in alignment, the more you are led naturally to your happiest life and easily to your happiest life. The moment you have the faith that that is true, it shifts. And then you're led. So here's what happens. And I've seen this happen with my clients over and over and over again. They will get into the place where they're in alignment. They start to really feel their desires. They actually start to detach from outcomes. And then this prompting comes up, whatever it is, they get this inspiration. They get this idea that feels like peace, but it doesn't make sense to their mind. Pack up everything and move across the nation. Well, I don't have a job there. I don't have an apartment. Let me go find those things first. Then I'll do it. Well, let me do it in this way. Then I'll do it. You must blindly follow every inspiration you get that feels like peace. Now, this is an impulse. If it feels frenetic and hyper and I just want to go and let loose, it's probably not an inspiration, not an inspired action. If it feels stressful and I just got to end the stress and I just got to relieve it and I got to do something, it's probably not an inspired action. When your spirit speaks in one simple statement that feels like peace. Anything beyond that simple statement is added by the mind and the imagination. And anything you imagine beyond that simple statement will either be in alignment or not with the inspired action. So I'm going to tell you a quick story. I have had 3 different times now that I have moved thousands of miles away with no job, no place to live, no understanding of how I was going to make it there, but it felt like the right thing to do. The reason I am talking to you now, because of the beautiful life I have the ability and freedom to get on here and share these truths with you that never would have happened if I hadn't taken those inspired actions and trusted that it's all going to be fine. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. I didn't have savings. I had just enough to get a truck, load my stuff up, drive, try to figure out where I was going to live when I got there. And it always has worked out. Everything that I've had in my life, from money to relationships to homes to vehicles, exactly when I need them, has always happened after I followed an inspired action without questioning how it's going to work or adding filters in. This is where the faith comes in. You have one simple phrase that comes to mind. Go do this, then go do it. The master does nothing, yet through the master, nothing is left undone. You're not pre-planning. You're not figuring out. You're not going in and saying, I got to get all these details. Oh, I feel inspired to move across the nation. Well, I better first find a job and then I better figure out a place to live and I better save up this money. No, you were told to move. Yeah, it takes a lot of faith. I promise you this. You want to start seeing real manifestations in your life. You want to start seeing the type of manifestations where you have hundreds of thousands of dollars without working, where you have the happiest relationships you've ever been in, where you have all of the things you've ever wanted, where your health magically improves. When you get an inspired action, you take it without adding any filters. Because your spirit is leading you on the easiest path to your happiest life. And yeah, your mind's going to be scared. You know what fear is? It's your mind trying to say, but this belief is who you are. Whoa, we've done this programming already. Why are you doing something outside of the programming? Yeah, and there's no guarantee what's going to work out when you take that step. The only guarantee is this. When you follow inspired action, when you follow the peace, you will be led on the easiest path to your personal happiest life, and you will manifest miracles. Okay, guys, we've covered a lot today, but you are the master. You are the creator. There is nothing greater than the power of you when you live in alignment. And if that's all you were to do, none of the rest of it, just live in alignment and follow the peace. Just live in alignment and follow the peace. When you live in alignment, you will be led on the easiest path to your happiest life, and you will manifest miracles. And I am here to help you in any way that you need. If you feel like you need extra help, really getting to that live in alignment way of life, and it is a way of life, not just a hack or a tip or a trick, leave a comment, send me a message. Go check out DarylShaunPrice.com. There are resources there that were built to help you as the master start to create your happiest life. Okay. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, and sharing this episode with somebody who you know it would help. See you next time.